فذكر بالقرآن من يخاف وعيد.
Surah 53, Surah Al-Najm, Surah Al-Najm, Section 1, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wan Najmi idha hawa, by the star when it sets. Ma dalla sahibukum wa ma ghawa. Your friend Muhammad is neither lost nor misled. Wa ma yantiqu anil hawa, and so does he not speak, being driven by the lust. In huwa illa wahyu yuha. Indeed, the Quran is but an inspired revelation. Allamahu shadidul quwa. One with mighty power, Jibreel teaches him, dhu mirratin fastawa. He was strong as he appeared in the true form, wahuwa bil ufuqil ala, while he was at the upper horizon. Summa dana fatadalla. Then he drew near, thus became very close. Fakana qaba qawsaini aw adna. Then it was within the length of 2 bows or even closer. Fa'awha ila abdihi ma awha. Then he inspired to Allah's slave what he was supposed to. Ma kazab al-fuadu ma ra'a. The Prophet's heart did no way falsify what he saw. Afatumarunahu ala ma yara. Would you therefore dispute with him, O non-believers, concerning what he saw? وَلَقَدْ رَاهُ نَزْلَةً أُخْرَى. And he was certainly seen by him at another occasion too, in the Sidrat al-Muntaha, close to low tree of the utmost boundary. In the Jannatul Mawa, in the vicinity exists the garden of abode. Is yaksha sidrata ma yaksha, when something which did cover the low tree. Ma zagal basaru wa ma tagha. The Prophet's eye neither turned aside nor did it cross the limit. Laqad ra'a min ayati rabbihil kubra, as he did indeed see some of the greatest signs of his Lord. Normally, whenever Angel Jibreel visited Allah's Messenger, he was disguised. But 2 times he appeared before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his real form. When he was descending down from the Mount Nur, Jabal Nur, he held a voice, Ya Muhammad. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked in front of him, below and to the left. There was nobody. He again started walking. Again he heard the sound, Ya Muhammad. He saw right, left, down the mountain. Nobody. He again walked. He again heard the sound, Ya Muhammad. This time he lifted his gaze up and he saw Angel Jibreel in his real true form, and he was occupying the whole horizon. So it has been mentioned first that meeting of Jibreel with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the second meeting in his true form, and that was when he was in his ascension, in his mi'raj, brought to the heavens to himself see and experience the greatest signs of Allah. He saw again Jibreel in his true form. Ayah 19. Afaraytum al-Lata wal-Uzza. Have you then ever considered, O non-believers, the Lat and the Uzza? These are the 2 idols worshipped by the Quraysh. Both are feminine, remember. And they were made after the angels treated as Allah's daughters. وَمَنَاةَ الثَّالِثَةَ الْأُخْرَى. And another, that is Manat. This is also a female in the same course. The third one. أَلَكُ الذَّكَرُ وَلَهُ الْأُنْثَى. What? sons for you and daughters for him. Tilka idan qismatun dhiza. That's of course an unjust division. In hiya illa asma'un sammaytumuha antum wa aba'ukum. They are just few names which you and your forefathers have invented. Ma anzalallahu biha min sultan, for which Allah has sent down no authority. In yattabi'una illa zan. In fact, they just follow conjecture. Wama tahwil anfus, and the lust of their own selves. Walaqad ja'ahum min rabbihimul huda, and there has already come to them guidance from their Lord. Am lil insani ma tamanna, will man get whatever he desires? Falillahi al-akhiratu wal ula. No, the hereafter and the present life both are exclusively Allah's property. Section 2. Wa kam min malakin fis samawati, and how many angels are there in the heavens? La tughni shafa'atum shay'a, whose intercession will be of no benefit at all. Illa min ba'di an yadana Allahu liman yasha'u wa yarda, unless Allah gives them permission in favor of whomsoever He wills and He is pleased with. Innal ladhina la yu'minuna bil akhirah. Indeed, those who don't believe in the hereafter, la yusammuna al malaikata tasmiyat al unsa, do give feminine names to angels. Wama lahum bihi min ilm. They know nothing about it. In yattabi'una illa zan. In fact, they are just after assumptions. Wa inna zanna la yughni min al haqqi shay'a. And indeed, assumptions can no way substitute the truth. Fa'arid amman tawalla an zikrina. Thus turn away from those who turn their backs to our admonition. Walam yurid illa al hayat ad-dunya, and never seek anything beyond the worldly life. Zalika mablahum min al-ilm. That is the sum of their knowledge. Inna rabbaka huwa alamu biman dhalla an sabilihi. It's indeed only your Lord who has the most accurate knowledge of those who go astray. Wa huwa alamu biman ihtada. And so is He in best knowledge of those who are rightly guided. Walillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. And all that is in heavens and the earth belongs to Allah alone. And so, because it belongs to Him, it's all at His disposal. لِيَجْزِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسَاءُوا بِمَا عَمِلُوا, so that Allah may recompense those who act wrongly according to their evil deeds. وَيَجْزِيَ الَّذِينَ آسَنُوا بِالْحُسْنَى, and He may also tremendously reward those who show excellent performance. الَّذِينَ يَجْتَنِبُونَ كَبَائِرَ الْإِثْمِ, those who avoid major sins. وَالْفَوَاحِشَ إِلَّا اللَّمَمْ, along with all the obscene acts except small unwilled ones. Inna rabbaka wasi'ul maghfirah, indeed your Lord is ample in forgiveness. Huwa alamu bikum, and He has full knowledge about you. Is ansha'akum min al-ard, since when He raised you to the life from earth. Wa iz antum ajinnatum fi butuni ummahatikum, and also when you were just embryos hidden in your mother's wombs. Fala tuzakku anfusakum. Thus, don't pretend to be neat and clean. Huwa alamu biman ittaqa. It's only He who exactly knows who is pious. May Allah include us into them. Section 3. Afara'ayta allazi tawalla. Well, have you seen the one who turns away? Wa ata qalilan wa aqda. He gives a little, then stops. Indahu ilmul ghaib. Does he have knowledge of the unseen? Fahuwa yara, that he can see. Am lam yunabba, or has he not been informed? Bima fi suhufi Musa, of the contents of the scriptures of Moses. Wa Ibrahim allazi waffa, and of Ibrahim who paid Allah all he demanded. Allah taziru waziratum wizra ukhra, that no bearer will bear the burden of another. وَأَلَّيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى, and also that man in the hereafter. It's very important to understand, it's all about the hereafter. But sometimes we misinterpret it as whatever you work in the worldly life, you will be paid for that. That's not true. And that is against the fact also. Our observation is that many hard-working people don't get much, but whom Allah bless, he may or may not work hard, he is blessed with fortunes. And also that man in the hereafter will only get what he has tried for. And that his effort shall be considered. Then he will be rewarded for it in full. And your Lord indeed is the final goal. And it's only He who allows man to laugh and brings him to tears. And it's only He who puts to death and brings to life. And certainly He creates two mates, the male and the female, min nutfatin iza tumna, from a drop when it is emitted. And indeed it rests upon Him to create second time. And indeed it's only He who makes rich and gives wealth. And that He is the one who is Lord of the Shoora, a star worshipped by some pagan Arabs. وَأَنَّهُ أَهْلَكَ عَادًا الْأُولَى, and that He killed the former Ad, وَثَمُودَ فَمَا أَبْقَى, and also the Thamud, thus He did not spare them. وَقَوْمَ نُوحٍ مِّن قَبْلِ, and even the people of Nuh before them, إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا هُمْ أَظْلَمَ وَأَطْغَى, indeed they were the most unjust and rebellious. وَالْمُؤْتَفِكَةَ أَهْوَى, and the overthrown town did He overthrow. فَغَشَّاهَا مَا غَشَّى, so they were covered by what Allah covered them with. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكَ تَتَمَارَى, which of the favors of your Lord you will therefore doubt, man. هَذَا نَذِيرٌ مِّنَ النُّذُرِ الْأُولَى, this Muhammad is a warner in continuation with the previous ones. Azifatil Azifa, the approaching event is drawing close. Laysa laha min dunillahi kashifa, no one other than Allah can disclose its exact time. Afa min hadal hadith tajabun, do you people yet wonder at this announcement? Wa tadhakuna wa la tabkun, and you laugh and don't cry. Wa antum samidun, rather you are wasting your time. Fasjudu lillahi wa'budu, so prostrate yourselves before Allah and worship Him. This is the ayat of Sajda. We have to perform Sajda, and with this ayah, Surah Al-Najm 2 comes to its conclusion. When the ayat of Surah Al-Najm were revealed, once Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited the ayat in the haram, and in the end there was a command from Allah to bow down in prostration before Him. The Quraysh, the leaders of the Quraysh, were also present in the haram, and inadvertently they bowed down for sajda, and they actually made a rumor that there is a settlement between Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Quraysh. So the people who had migrated to Abyssinia, they were called back by a misstatement. Surah number 54, Surah Al-Qamar, Surah Al-Qamar, Section 1. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Iqtarabat as-saatu wa inshaqqa al-qamar. The final moment is drawing near, and the moon has split as a sign for the Quraysh. وَإِنْ يَرَوْا آيَةً, but whenever they see a sign, يُورِدُوا وَيَقُولُوا سِحْرٌ مُسْتَمِرٌ, they just turn away saying it's a magic already in practice. وَكَذَّبُوا وَاتَّبَعُوا أَهْوَاءَهُمْ, and they deny in persuasion of their lusts. وَكُلُّ أَمْرٍ مُسْتَقِرٌ, and each matter has its appointed time. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَهُمْ مِنَ الْأَنْبَاءِ, and they have surely received some of the news, مَا فِيهِ مُزْدَجَرٌ, in which there is a deterrent. hikmatun balighatun, even a far-reaching wisdom. فَمَا تُغْنِ النُّذُرُ, but the warnings don't work. فَتَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ, thus leave them of profit. يَوْمَ يَدُعُ الدَّاعِي إِلَى شَيْءٍ نُكُرٍ, the day when the caller will call them to something terrible. خُشَّ عَنْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ يَخْرُجُونَ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ, they will emerge from their graves with eyes cast down. كَأَنَّهُمْ جَرَادٌ مُنْتَشِرٌ, looking like scattered locusts. مُهْطِعِينَ إِلَى الدَّاعِي يَوْمَ يَقُولُ الْكَافِرُونَ هَذَا يَوْمٌ عَسِرٌ, when rushing towards the caller, the non-believers will say, this is a hard day. كَذَّبَتْ قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ, before them the people of Nuh also denied. فَكَذَّبُوا عَبْدَنَا وَقَالُوا مَجْنُونٌ وَازْدُجِرٌ, they falsified our slave Nuh and they called him a madman. Moreover, he was always scolded. فَدَعَا رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَغْلُوبٌ فَانْتَصِرْ, finally he invoked his Lord, saying, indeed, I have been overcome, please come to help. فَفَتَحْنَا أَبْوَابَ السَّمَاءِ بِمَاءٍ مُنْهَمِرٍ, consequently, we opened the gates of heaven with rain pouring down. وَفَجَّرْنَا الْأَرْضَ عُيُونًا, and we caused the earth to burst with springs. فَالْتَقَى الْمَاءُ عَلَى أَمْرٍ قَدْ قُدِرٍ, and water met to fulfill the decreed end. وَحَمَلْنَاهُ عَلَى ذَاتِ أَلْوَاحٍ وَدُسِرٍ, and we carried Nuh in something that is ark made of planks and nails. تَجْرِي بِأَعْيُنِنَا, it was sailing under our care. جَزَاءً لِمَنْ كَانَ كُفِرٍ, as a reward for one who was denied by his people, that is Nuh. وَلَقَدْ تَرَكْنَاهَا آيَةً, and of course, we left it as a sign. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ, thus is there anyone ready to receive admonition? فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ, well, did you appreciate my punishment as well as my warnings? وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ, and of course, we have made the Quran easy in respect of admonition. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ, so is there anyone willing to receive admonition? Then the next prophet, كَذَّبَتْ عَادٌ, the Ad did also deny. فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ, do you then appreciate my punishment and my warnings? إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا, indeed we sent on them a tornado. فِي يَوْمِ نَحْسٍ مُسْتَمِرٍ, on a day of their sustained bad luck. تَنْزِعُ النَّاسَ كَأَنَّهُمْ أَعْجَازُ نَخْلٍ مُنْقَعِرٍ, it was plucking out men like trunks of uprooted palm trees. فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ, well, how severe was my punishment and how clear were my warnings. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ, and of course we have made the Quran easy in respect of admonition. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ, so is there anyone who would take admonition through it? Section 2. Now the third messenger, كَذَّبَتْ ثَمُودُ بِالنُّذُرِ, the Thamud also denied the warners. That was Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam. فَقَالُوا أَبَشَرًا مِنَّا وَاحِدًا نَتَّبِعُهُ, well, they objected, would we follow only one man? إِنَّا إِذًا لَفِي ضَلَالٍ وَسُعُرٍ, if so, we would indeed fall into an error and madness. أَأُلْقِيَ الذِّكْرُ عَلَيْهِ مِن بَيْنِنَا, is he the only one among all of us to receive the message? بَلْ هُوَ كَذَّابٌ أَشِرٌ, no, but he is an ever-lying boaster. سَيَعْلَمُونَ غَدًا, the messenger in response was told, they will discover just tomorrow, Manil Kazabul Ashir, who is ever-lying boaster. Inna mursilun naqati fitnatan lahum, indeed we are going to send a female camel just to test them. Fartaqibhum wastabir, therefore watch them and hold yourself in patience. وَنَبِّئْهُمْ أَنَّ الْمَاءَ قِسْمَةٌ بَيْنَهُمْ, and inform them that water would be shared between her and them. كُلُّ شِرْبٍ مُحْتَضَرٍ, each one will have to come to water at its own turn. فَنَادَوْا صَاحِبَهُمْ فَتَعَاطَى فَأَقَرَّ, finally they called their friend to give him the responsibility. So he took the sword from them and hamstrung her. فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ, did you then appreciate my punishment and my warnings? إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ صَيْحَةً وَاحِدَةً, indeed we sent against them a single blast. فَكَانُوا كَحَشِيمِ الْمُحْتَضِرِ, as a result they became something like the dry fragments falling down from the twigs made to make fences. Salih alayhi salam was sent to the Thamud as messenger sent to them. They didn't testify him, they didn't believe in him that he is Allah's messenger. They finally asked him, okay, we would accept you, we would trust you, we would believe you, and we will believe in you that you are Allah's messenger if you produce a female camel from that very hill, hard stone. Salih alayhi salam prayed to Allah Almighty that, oh Allah, I am your true messenger, prove me that I am your true messenger. So from the same hill, from the same mountain, a female camel emerged out, and immediately after coming out from the stone, she gave birth to a child. They were not to believe. They assumed that Salih will not be able to come with the desired miracle, and so we would say, oh, since you have not brought us the miracle, so we don't believe you. But as per their demand, the female camel appeared. So this was not a normal camel, it was a sign from Allah. And it became a terrible trouble for them, I should say. When that camel started eating, it could pasture all the fields, green fields, and leaving no green stuff for cattle of the people. And when she started drinking, she could drink and exhaust all the reservoirs of water. They were very upset. They came to Saleh alayhi salam that, okay, we should make a turn. One day, your camels should eat and drink. The next day, it should be the turn of our cattle that they can pasture and they can drink. But if she was going to leave anything for the next day, only then their cattle could eat and drink. So they were very upset. At the same time, they feared, as warning was given by Salih alayhi salam, that if you touch this camel, Allah's camel, he said Allah's camel, they said your camel. If you touch Allah's camel with a bad intention, you will be in trouble. But one of the chiefs, he was very daring. He said, nothing happens. Give me the sword. So they all gave him the responsibility, and the Allah's camel, the sign of Allah, was coming, female camel, and he hamstrung the female camel. That is, he chopped off her 4 legs. The moment it happened, then Saleh Islam gave them the warning that very soon, within 24 hours, you will have the punishment. This is what Allah Almighty is telling here. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ Ayah 32. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ And certainly we have made the Quran very easy for admonition. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ Well, is there anyone to receive admonition? كَذَّبَتْ قَوْمُ لُوطٍ بِالنُّذُرِ The people of Lot also denied the warnings. إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ حَاصِبًا إِلَّا عَلَى لُوطٍ Indeed, we let loose on them the storm of stones, saving the household of Lut only. نَجَّيْنَاهُمْ بِسَحَرٍ Whom we delivered in small hours of the morning. نِعْمَةً مِّنْ إِنْدِنَا As a special favor from us. كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي مَنْ شَكَرَ That's how we reward those who are grateful. وَلَقَدْ أَنذَرَهُمْ بَطْشَتَنَا And Lut had already warned them of our violent sayr. فَتَمَارَوْا بِالنُّذُرِ But they doubted the warnings. وَلَقَدْ رَاوَدُوهُ عَنْ ضَيْفِهِ And they did even try to snatch his guests from him, who were actually the angels who appeared as teenage boys. As the people were interested in the teenage boys, as they had the habit of having sexual relations with males. Homosexuality they are suffering from. So to test them, to let them be proved that they are guilty, Allah Almighty sent the messengers who were sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring them the punishment. They appeared to them as teenage boys, and they proved that they are the most atrocious ones. فَتَمَسْنَا أَعْيُنَهُمْ Thus we obliterated their eyes, saying, فَذُوقُوا عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ Now face my punishment, resulting from my warnings. وَلَقَدْ سَبَّحَهُمْ بُكْرَةً عَذَابٌ مُسْتَقِرٌ And indeed, a settled punishment did befall on them early in the morning. فَذُوقُوا عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ Experience therefore my punishment, resulting from my warnings. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ And indeed we have made the Quran very easy for admonition. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ Well, is there anyone ready to receive admonition? Section 3. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَ آلَ فِرْعَوْنَ النُّذُرُ And certainly the warnings were also received by the people of Pharaoh. كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كُلِّهَا They denied all our signs. فَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ أَخْذَ عَزِيزٍ مُقْتَدِرٍ Thus we seized them the way a mighty and capable ruler seizes. أَكُفَّارُكُمْ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أُولَٰئِكُمْ Are your non-believers, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, better than those former ones? أَمْ لَكُمْ بَرَاءَةٌ فِي الزُّبُرِ Or have you been granted immunity in the scriptures? أَمْ يَقُولُونَ نَحْنُ جَمِيعٌ مُنْتَصِرٌ Or do they claim we acting together can defend ourselves? سَيُهْزَمُ الْجَمْعُ Soon all the multitude will be put to flight. وَيُوَلُّونَ الدُّبُرَ And they will turn their backs in retreat. بَلِ السَّاعَةُ مَوْعِدُهُمْ In fact, the last moment of this world is the time appointed for them. وَالسَّاعَةُ أَدْهَى وَأَمَرُّ And that moment will be most grievous and most bitter. إِنَّ الْمُجْرِمِينَ فِي ضَلَالٍ وَسُعُرٍ Indeed, the guilty ones are completely lost and they are suffering from madness too. يَوْمَ يُسْحَبُونَ فِي النَّارِ عَلَى وُجُوهِهِمْ The day they will be dragged into the fire with their faces downwards. ذُوقُوا مَسَّ سَقَرَ They will be asked to feel the pain of coming into contact with the hellfire. إِنَّا كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقْنَاهُ بِقَدَرٍ Indeed, we created everything with an assessment. وَمَا أَمْرُنَا إِلَّا وَاحِدَةٌ كَلَمْحٍ بِالْبَصَرِ And our command is nothing but a signal like the twinkling of an eye. وَلَقَدْ أَهْلَكْنَا أَشْيَاءَكُمْ And we have already destroyed gangs like yours. فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ So is there anyone to receive admonition? وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ فَعَلُوهُ فِي الزُّبُرِ And all they are doing is documented. وَكُلُّ صَغِيرٍ وَكَبِيرٍ مُسْتَطَرٍ. And every act, small or great, is being noted down. إِنَّ الْمُتَّقِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ وَنَهَرٍ. Indeed, the God-fearing ones will be in the midst of gardens and rivers. فِي مَقَادِ صِدْقٍ. In a seat of true honor. In the Malikim Muqtadir. With an omnipotent king. Here Surah Al-Qamar also comes to an end. Surah number 55, Surah Al-Rahman. Section 1. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahman, the compassionate God. If it is an Arabic word, it should mean the most compassionate. But there is an opinion about Ar-Rahman that it was Allah's surname in Hebrew. Like Allah's surname in English is God with capital G. In Persian it is Khuda. So I have translated it as the compassionate God. There are certainly clues for this opinion too, because the Arab, they knew Arabic very well. They had no objection on any other name of Allah, like Ar-Rahim, Al-Wadud, As-Sattar, Al-Ghaffar, Al-Ghaffar, Al-Ghafur, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawwir. They only had the objection on Allah's name as Ar-Rahman. That gives us the clue that they had a problem with this name, as they believed that Allah is our God and Ar-Rahman is the God of the sons of Israel. Once I just opened the Oxford Dictionary, and in the beginning I found Allah, and I carefully saw how does the Oxford Dictionary define the word Allah. So the definition of Allah was God of the Arabs. So Allah, God of the Arabs, and Ar-Rahman, God of the sons of Israel. Ar-Rahmanu allama al-Quran, the compassionate God. Allama al-Quran, He taught the Quran. Khalaq al-insan, He created man. Allamahul bayan, and taught him the mode of expression. Ash-shamsu wal-qamaru bihusban, the sun and the moon move by a precise calculation. Wan-najmu wash-shajaru yasjudan, and the shrubs and the trees prostrate in adoration. Was-samaa rafaha, was-samaa rafaha, He did raise the heaven high. Wa wada al-mizan, and He set the measures. Allah tadghaw fil mizan, that you don't temper the measures. Wa aqimul wazna bil qist, and observe the measures strictly. Wala tukhsirul mizan, and don't reduce the measures. Wal arda wada'aha lil anam, and He did set the earth for creatures. Fiha fakiyatun, it contains fruits. Wan nakhlu zatul akmam, as well as palm trees with sheathed clusters of dates. Wal habbu dhul asfi wal rayhan, and the grains with its hush, and also the plants with fragrance. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, which of your Lord's favors you would yet deny? Some scholars translate Allah as Allah's signs, but most of the translators, interpreters, they translate Allah as Allah's bounties, Allah's favors. In this surah, this ayah will again and again be repeated. Allah Almighty will mention about His favors and His signs, and then ask, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, O the jinns and humans, which of your Lord's favors or which of your Lord's signs you would yet deny? خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ كَالْفَخَّارِ, He created man from sounding clay like pottery. وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ مِنْ مَارِجٍ مِنْ نَارٍ, And He created jinns from an invisible part of the flame of fire. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? Which of your Lord's favor will you therefore deny? Rabbul Mashriqaini wa Rabbul Maghribain. He is the Lord of the East and the West. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's signs would you deny? مَرَجَ الْبَحْرَيْنِ يَلْتَقِيَانِ. He allowed the two rivers apparently meet each other. بَيْنَهُمَا بَرْزَخٌ لَا يَبْغِيَانِ. Yet there is a barrier between them which they don't cross. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's signs would you deny? يَخْرُجُ مِنْهُمَا اللُّؤْلُؤُ وَالْمَرْجَانُ. The pearls and the coral stones come out of both the oceans. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? وَلَهُ الْجَوَارِ الْمُنْشَآتُ فِي الْبَحْرِ كَالْأَعْلَامِ. And even the ships looming up like mountains on the sea, they belong to Allah alone. And it's He only who is managing to keep them moving. Allah blows the winds, and through those winds the ships sail. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? Hence, which of the favors of your Lord would you deny? Section 2. كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ. Everything that is thereon is going to perish. وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. But the mighty and the glorious face of your Lord will survive. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So, which of your Lord's favors would you deny? يَسْأَلُهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everyone in heavens and the earth asks Him for his needs. كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَانٍ. Every day He has something to do. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So, which of your Lord's favors would you deny? سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. We will soon settle your affairs, O you both burdened with self-consciousness, that is the jinns and the human beings. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? يَا مَعْشَرَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. O the jinns and the human beings. إِنِ اسْتَطَعْتُمْ أَن تَنْفُذُوا مِنْ أَقْطَارِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ فَانْفُذُوا. If you had the power to get away from the boundaries of heaven and the earth, then do get away. لَا تَنْفُذُونَ إِلَّا بِسُلْطَانٍ. But you cannot get away except with an authority. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? يُرْسَلُ عَلَيْكُمَا شُوَاظٌ مِّن نَارٍ وَنُحَاسٍ. The flames of fire and smoke will be sent against you. فَلَا تَنْتَصِرَانِ. Thence you will not be able to resist. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's signs would you deny? فَإِذَا انشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءُ. Therefore, when the heaven will burst, فَكَانَتْ وَرْدَةً كَالدِّهَانِ. It will turn to a pink, oily fluid. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? Which of your Lord's signs would you deny? فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُسْأَلُ عَنْ ذَنبِهِ إِنسٌ وَلَا جَانٌ. Well, that day neither a man nor a jinn would need be asked about his sins. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's signs would you deny? يُعْرَفُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ بِسِيمَاهُمْ. As the guilty ones will be recognized from very faces of theirs. فَيُؤْخَذُ بِالنَّوَاسِي وَالْأَقْدَامِ. Hence they will be seized by their forelocks and feet. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? هَذِهِ جَهَنَّمُ الَّتِي يُكَذِّبُ بِهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. This is hell which the guilty ones deny. يَطُوفُونَ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَ حَمِيمٍ آنٍ. They will wander to and fro between fire and the boiling water. They'll burn in the fire, they'll go for water, and they'll be served a boiling water, and they will rush back to fire, then again to water, then again to fire. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? Section 3. وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ. And there are two gardens for those who fear the time when they will stand before their Lord to produce their account. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? ذَوَاتَا أَفْنَانٍ. Both the gardens will have shady trees. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِمَا عَيْنَانِ تَجْرِيَانِ. Both of them will be watered by two flowing springs. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِمَا مِن كُلِّ فَاكِهَةٍ زَوْجَانِ. There will be two pairs of every type of fruit in both of them. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? مُتَّكِئِينَ عَلَى فُرُشٍ بَطَائِنُهَا مِنْ إِسْتَبْرَقٍ. While they will be reclining on beds whose even lower lining will be of heavy silk. وَجَنَى الْجَنَّتَيْنِ دَانٍ. And the fruits of both the gardens will be within reach. When you pluck the fruit from the tree, absolutely fresh, and eat it, it tastes absolutely different. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِنَّ قَاصِرَاتُ الطَّرْفِ. For the entertainment of God-fearing ones, there will be beautiful virgins in them. لَمْ يَطْمِثْهُنَّ إِنسٌ قَبْلَهُمْ وَلَا جَانٌ. Never touched by a man or any jinn before. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? كَأَنَّهُنَّ الْيَاقُوتُ وَالْمَرْجَانُ. They will be so beautiful that they will appear as if they were rubies and corals. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانِ. Is there any reward for good other than good? فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? وَمِن دُونِهِمَا جَنَّتَانِ. And there are two other gardens besides these two. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Yet which of your Lord's favors would you deny? مُدْهَامَّتَانِ. Densely shaded with dark green leaves. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِمَا عَيْنَانِ نَضَّاخَتَانِ. In both of them there will be two gushing springs. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِمَا فَاكِهَةٌ وَنَخْلٌ وَرُمَّانٌ. Both will be planted with fruit trees, date palms and pomegranates. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? فِيهِنَّ خَيْرَاتٌ حِسَانٌ. There will be attractive women therein. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? حُورٌ مَقْصُورَاتٌ فِي الْخِيَامِ. Damsels having eyes with a contrast of black and white reserved for them in the tents. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? لَمْ يَطْمِثْهُنَّ إِنسٌ قَبْلَهُمْ وَلَا جَانٌ. Never been touched by a man or even a jinn before. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? مُتَّكِئِينَ عَلَى رَفْرَفٍ خُضْرٍ وَأَبْقَرِيٍّ حِسَانٍ. While they will be reclining on green cushions and beautiful fine carpets. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which of your Lord's favors would you deny? There are two different types. The explanation of these two categories will be in the next surah, that is Surah Al-Waqi'ah, inshallah. Tabarak asmu rabbika zil jalali wal ikram. The name of your majestic and glorious Lord is highly blessed. Here Surah Al-Rahman also comes to an end. Surah number 56. Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Section 1. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةُ. When the inevitable event befalls. لَيْسَ لِوَقَعَتِهَا كَاذِبَةٌ. There is no lie in its happening. خَافِضَةٌ رَافِعَةٌ. It would be abasing some and exalting others. إِذَا رُجَّتِ الْأَرْضُ رَجَّةً, when the earth will be violently shaken. وَبُسَّتِ الْجِبَالُ بَسًّا, and the mountains will be ground to powder. فَكَانَتْ هَبَاءً مُنبَثًّا, they would become scattered dust. وَكُنْتُمْ أَزْوَاجًا ثَلَاثًا, and you, O human beings, will be sorted out into three classes. فَأَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ, so far as the people of the right hand. مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ, how blessed would be the people of right hand. وَأَصْحَابُ الْمَشَأْمَةِ, while as regards the people of the left hand, مَا أَصْحَابُ الْمَشَأْمَةِ, how unfortunate would be the people of the left hand. وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ, but the forerunners are the forerunners. أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ, such are the ones who will be brought close to Allah. فِي جَنَّاتِ النَّعِيمِ, in the gardens of delight. ثُلَّةٌ مِّنَ الْأَوَّلِينَ, most of them will be from the former ones. وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنَ الْآخِرِينَ, but a few of the latter ones too. عَلَىٰ سُرُرٍ مَوْضُونَةٍ, on the jeweled couches. مُتَّقِينَ عَلَيْهَا مُتَقَابِلِينَ, they will be reclining, facing each other. يَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ وِلْدَانٌ مُخَلَّدُونَ, some eternal youths will move around them. بِأَكْوَابٍ وَأَبَارِيكَ وَكَأْسٍ مِّن مَّعِينٍ, with bowls, goblets and cups of distilled wine. لَا يُصَدَّعُونَ عَنْهَا وَلَا يُنزِفُونَ, which will neither cause headache to them, nor will they lose their senses with it. وَفَاكِهَةٍ مِّمَّا يَتَخَيَّرُونَ, and they will also be served fruit of their choice. وَلَحْمِ طَيْرٍ مِّمَّا يَشْتَهُونَ, as well as flesh of fowl as per their persuasion. وَحُورٌ عِينٌ, and they will also move around them damsels having a sharp contrast between black and white of their prominent eyes. كَأَمْثَالِ اللُّؤْلُؤِ الْمَكْنُونِ, as lovely as guarded pearls. جَزَاءً بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, to be presented as a reward of their past performance. لَا يَسْمَعُونَ فِيهَا لَغْوًا وَلَا تَأْثِيمًا, they will not hear therein any vain and sinful discourse. إِلَّا قِيلًا سَلَامًا سَلَامًا, but salam, a salute, being offered again and again. وَأَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ, there are two classes of those who will enter paradise. One are the forerunners. Most of them will be from the former ones, but few from the latter ones too. وَأَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ, as regard the people of right hand, how blessed are the people of right hand. فِي سِدْرٍ مَخْضُودٍ, they will be among the thornless dot trees. وَطَلْحٍ مَنْضُودٍ, and clusters of bananas. وَظِلٍّ مَمْدُودٍ, and extending shades. وَمَاءٍ مَسْكُوبٍ, and flowing water. وَفَاكِهَةٍ كَثِيرَةٍ, and abundant fruits. لَا مَقْطُوعَةٍ وَلَا مَمْنُوعَةٍ, neither intercepted nor forbidden. وَفُرُشٍ مَرْفُوعَةٍ, and beds raised high to sleep with damsels. إِنَّا أَنشَأْنَاهُنَّ إِنشَاءً, indeed we made them grow in a very special way. The forerunners, most of them are from the former ones. And the former ones, the Arabs, they like to relax on the floor. So there will be carpets for them. But here, most of them would be from the latter ones. And in the latter culture, there are raised couches, beds. So now these are the Ashabul Yameen. People of the right hand would have raised bed to relax on. Inna ansha'nahunna insha'a, indeed we made them grow in a very special way. Faja'alnahunna abkara, hence we did make them virgin. Uruban atraba, loving companions of the same age. Li ashabil yameen, for people of the right hand. This is very important to note. In the early age, man is more inclined to sex than companionship. But in the later age, man is weak in terms of sexual power, and woman is less inclined towards sex. So to enjoy in the later age is the companionship. But Allah Almighty is kind, and He intends to allow us enjoy both sex as well as companionship. To enable us to enjoy sex, all of those who will enter paradise, they will be young. And of the same age would be the damsels provided to them. If there's an age difference between the spouses, you may enjoy sex if she is young, but you cannot enjoy companionship. But if you are young and both are of the same age, then you will enjoy both companionship as well as sex. Urban Atraba, loving companions of the same age, li ashabil yameen, for people of the right hand. Section 2. Sullatu min al-awwaleen, many of them will be from the former. Wa sullatu min al-akhirin, and so would there be many from the later generations. Wa ashabu shimali ma ashabu shimal, but those on left hand, how unlucky would be the people on left hand. Fi samumim wa hamim, in the midst of fierce blast of fire and boiling water. Wa zillim min yahmum, and the shades of pitch black smoke. La baridin wala kareem, neither cool nor refreshing. Innahum kanu qabla dhalika mutrafin, indeed they were well to do before that, that means in this life. Wa kanu yusirruna ala al-hins al-azim, but they used to insist on continuing to commit awful sins. Wa kanu yaqulun, and they used to exclaim, Aiza mitna wa kunna turaban wa izama. What? When we are dead and have become dust and bones. A inna la mabuthun, are we really going to be raised to life again? Awa abauna al-awwalun, and even our ancestors? Qul inna al-awwalina wal akhirin, tell them, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, surely those of old and those of later time, la majmu'una ila miqat yawmin ma'loom, shall certainly be brought together on an appointed time of a well-known day. Summa innakum ayyuhad dallun al-mukaththibun, thence, O the lost deniers, indeed you, la akiluna min shajarin min zaqqum, shall certainly be eating the zaqqum tree. Famaliuna minhal budun, and filling your bellies with it. Fasharibuna alayhi min al-hamim, then drinking on top of it from drinking water. Fasharibuna shurb al-him, and you will drink like a thirsty camel. Hadha nuzulum yawm ad-din, this will be their entertainment on the day of recompense. When one is thirsty, he will take water like a madman. It may be very, very cold, causing damage to his throat, but he will take, later on he will face the consequences. Likewise, when you are thirsty and a boiling water is given to you, because of the thirst, you may take it in large quantity, which will spoil everything of your bowel, everything of your gut, your stomach and intestine, etc. Hadha nuzulum yawm ad-din, this will be their entertainment on the day of recompense. Nahnu khalaqnakum, we created you for the first time. Falawla tusaddiqun, then why don't you testify that we can create you again? Afaraytum ma tumnun, in many ayat of the Quran, Allah Almighty talks of His signs. But what to appreciate in these signs? This is the place in the Quran where Allah Almighty has very clearly spelled out that what we have to appreciate in the signs. Afaraytum ma tumnun, the first sign, have you considered the semen you discharge? Antum takhluqunahu am nahnu al-khaliqun, Do you mold it to a child, or are we the creator? We don't know. We simply discharge it into the womb of woman. We don't know what happens to it. Allah Almighty has made full arrangement. Allah Almighty has fully equipped woman, both in terms of anatomy, the structures she needs, they are also there. She has a womb, she has an ovary. And then the whole chemistry of woman is to support the production of a child. Her whole hormonal system is to support the creation of the child. And none of this was created by man himself. So, أَنْتُمْ تَخْلُقُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ الْخَالِقُونَ? Do you mold it to a child, or are we the creators? نَحْنُ خَلَقْنَا بَيْنَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ. It's we who decreed the death to be your common lot. وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَسْبُوقِينَ. And we are not helpless. أَلَا نُبَدِّلَ أَمْثَالَكُمْ. In replacing your bodies with others like yours. وَنُنْشِيَكُمْ فِي مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And raising you up in a condition of which you have no idea. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْتُمُ النَّشْأَةَ الْأُولَى. And you have known the first creation very well. فَلَوْلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. Then why don't you learn a lesson? Next sign. أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تَحْرُثُونَ. Have you ever paid attention to a seed you sow? A small seed you just sow into the soil. أَأَنْتُمْ تَزْرَعُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ زَارِعُونَ. Is it you who causes it to grow? Are we the growers? لَوْ نَشَاءُ لَجَعَلْنَاهُ حُطَامًا. Had we willed, we could turn it to debris. فَظَلْتُمْ تَفَكَّهُونَ. You would then be left in lamenting. إِنَّا لَمُغْرَقُونَ. Indeed, we are left with debit. بَلْ نَحْنُ مَحْرُومُونَ. Rather, we are deprived. Third sign. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ الْمَاءَ الَّذِي تَشْرَبُونَ. Have you ever considered the water you drink? أَنْتُمْ أَنزَلْتُمُوهُ مِنَ الْمُزْنِ. Is it you who shed it from the clouds? أَمْ نَحْنُ الْمُنْزِلُونَ. Are we the shedders? لَوْ نَشَاءُ جَعَلْنَاهُ أُجَاجًا. Had we willed, we could have made it salty. فَلَوْلَا تَشْكُرُونَ. Why are you not grateful yet? Fourth sign. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ النَّارَ الَّتِي تُورُونَ. Have you ever thought of the fire you kindle? أَأَنْتُمْ أَنْشَأْتُمْ شَجَرَتَهَا. Is it you who grow the trees of its source? أَمْ نَحْنُ الْمُنْشِئُونَ. Or are we the grower? نَحْنُ جَعَلْنَاهَا تَذْكِرَةً وَمَتَاعًا لِلْمُقْوِينَ. We have, of course, made it a reminder and a comfort for travelers in the wilderness. All these signs actually tell us that what we have to appreciate. All this around us in this universe is working for me, for all of us. Why? We didn't create and produce any one of this. Who has done this? For me. Certainly, it should be my Lord who created me, and He has made arrangement for my sustenance, for my needs. فَسَبِّحْ بِاسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. So Him, the names of your Supreme Lord. Section number 3. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَوَاقِعِ النُّجُومِ. No, I swear by setting of the stars. وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. And indeed, it is certainly a tremendous oath if you but knew. إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ. Indeed, this is, of course, the glorious Quran. فِي كِتَابٍ مَكْنُونٍ. Inscribed in well-protected document. لَا يَمَسُّهُ إِلَّا الْمُطَهَّرُونَ. No one except the purified angels can touch it. Actually, the real Quran lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the safe tablet, Al-Lawhul Mahfuz. But we have a tested, certified copy of that Quran. Allah Almighty here is talking about that very Quran. La yamassu illa al-mutahharun. No one except the purified angels can touch it. Tanzilu min Rabbil Alameen. A revelation from Lord of the worlds. Afa bi hadal hadisi antum mudhinun. But is it such a message that you take it very light? وَتَجْعَلُونَ رِزْقَكُمْ أَنَّكُمْ تُكَذِّبُونَ. And you have sought a full-time job for you that you will always be denying. فَلَوْلَا إِذَا بَلَغَتِ الْحُلْقُومِ. Why is it not then that when a dying man's soul comes up to his throat, وَأَنْتُمْ حِينَئِذٍ تَنْظُرُونَ, and at that moment you are helplessly watching, وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْكُمْ, thence we are nearer to him than all of you. وَلَكِنْ لَا تُبْصِرُونَ, but you cannot see. فَلَوْلَا إِن كُنْتُمْ غَيْرَ مَدِينِينَ. Well, if you are controlled by none, why don't you tarju'unaha, bring a soul back? In kuntum sadiqeen, if at all you are true. فَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. So, if the dying man is one of those brought near to Allah, فَرَحٌ وَرَيْحَانٌ وَجَنَّةُ نَعِيمٍ, there will be refreshment and fragrance and a garden of delight for him. وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينَ. And if he is from the people of right hand, فَسَلَامٌ لَكَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينَ. He will also be offered a salutation as he is from those of the right hand. وَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ الضَّالِّينَ. But if he is one of the lost deniers, فَنُزُلٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ. He will be entertained with boiling water. وَتَصْلِيَةُ جَحِيمٍ. And be burnt in hell. إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ حَقُّ الْيَقِينِ. Indeed, it is certainly an absolute truth. فَسَبِّحْ بِاسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. So hymn the name of your Supreme Lord. Here Surah Al-Waqi'ah also comes to its conclusion.